So about 12 hours ago, I've just taken SEC0 with no SEC0 specific preparation, and I finished it in about an hour and a half, and honestly I was quite disappointed. So let's just talk about what actually is SEC0 and whether it's actually worth taking. So SEC0 is one of the latest exams offered by TryHackMe, pre-security. It's designed to build the technical foundations that cybersecurity relies on. Now if you go on here, you see that the learning recommended is pre-security. And this is basically about what it is. So it's an exam which covers computer fundamentals, basics on computers basically, operating system basics, software basics, network fundamentals, how the web works, and attacks and defenses, which is a bit of defensive security. So it's just a bit of a mix really. Now it costs about £50 usually, I think. I got it yesterday when it was 35, so I bought it discounted. And I think it's aimed at the very beginners, as you can see, the technical foundations, because there's also an exam called SEC1. And that's what I want to point out. I'm not particularly bothered about any of these at the moment. I'm not rushed to get certified, so I just sat it for a bit of fun. But I'd say that if you are going to sit an exam, why not just sit SEC1? Why ever sit SEC0? You can buy a bundle, but honestly SEC1 basically proves everything SEC0 does. So SEC0 is basically just a very beginner exam. And that's where we're going to be delving into. So it's aimed at absolute beginners. It covers very basic knowledge of computer science, not really cybersecurity. It's not very linked to each other at all. You'll just get some questions on various parts that I studied in computer science, not even cybersecurity. The main topics I did notice with cybersecurity were a couple of the hands-on ones. There were only 2 out of 6 hands-on sections of this, which surprised me, because TryHackMe tends to be pretty hands-on, but only 2 out of 6 of the sections of the exam, which I won't go into detail about, were hands-on, which I thought was a little disappointing considering that it's a cybersecurity exam, which should be hands-on. All the others were just bunches of 10 per section that I... So finally, on whether do I recommend this exam or not, I'd honestly say I'd recommend you to do SEC1 if you're getting into cybersecurity in general, but I wouldn't recommend SEC0 because I'm not really sure what the purpose is of SEC0 when you can just do SEC1, which is a step up, and quite honestly a highly reputable exam from a highly reputable group of people. TryHackMe, I'm a big fan, but honestly I wouldn't recommend SEC0 because I don't think it's worth the money personally, and whilst it isn't too hard, I just don't really see how much you could do with this. A lot of it's very vague and you only get into detail once you get to SEC1, so even using this in the industry, I'm not entirely sure how that would work. But SEC1, on the other hand, a highly reputable exam, and I would say you should definitely do that one. But SEC0, personally, I'd say you could probably skip and you'd be completely fine. In fact, you would be fine. If this video helps you, make sure to like and subscribe so we can continue producing more and to support our channel.